Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw this Super Saiyan Goku step by step using only colored pencils. It's just colored pencils and two super soft shades, so join me, like, subscribe, and let's start the video. Let's go guys, let's make our drawing of Goku. We're going to use the square sketch to make this drawing. So, we're going to start by making a line here in the center of our sheet, okay? So let's go ahead and make this line here. And just a reminder. Well, another line here vertically. This one turned out a bit crooked, right? This one is horizontal and this one is vertical. Let's start making our drawing, guys. It's not difficult. Let's work in detail so we can get it done here. Look, we're going to start with the face here, okay? So I'll start here, drawing his face, okay? Got down here, okay? On this side, it's the same thing. Got down here, okay, we shaped his face. Guys, what's going on? We know that usually Dragon Ball characters, especially Goku, have a lot of that. The hair falls in front of the face. So I'm going to start with these hair strands because they're going to fall in front of the face. So we already do this part to take care of it right away. Look, I did it here. Now I'm going to do another strand here. This strand is really big, by the way, really big. And it falls right here in front of the face. I'm going to make it even bigger, one more here. And that's it, look. I had to take a little break here, but let's keep going from where we left off. Look, here it's already, okay, what are we gonna do here, right? Look. See this small space? Just go up there. His face, okay? Well, guys, we've done it more or less here. The face is already right. Now, let's do the details inside the face, okay? So, we're going to start in the middle here, see? And here we're going to make those two little wrinkles he has between his eyes. Next, we draw his eyes, then start with the eyebrows, right? Look, draw two lines for the eyebrows. All right, guys. And his eye, look, comes here, and it's going to get really close to this line out of ours here. That's why we made this line, so we can get the eye just right. Look, I made the little circle for the eye here, and now we're going to the other side. See this strand here, guys? I'm going to make a small change to it. I'll bring it down a bit more. See that? And I'm going to make it wider here too. See? Okay, and here, look. His eye is gonna be like this, look. We make this stripe here, right? That comes here and the other one here. And then his eye here won't show. It'll show here, see? It's going to start. You can even do the following. Look, we make it smaller, bring this strand more over here, right? That way it stands out more when you open the eye. So his eye would come here and go back up here, right? Finally, you come and draw the eyeball too. This one's a bit bigger than the other. Either shrink this one or enlarge the other. I prefer making the other one bigger. That's it. It looks like this one turned out a little thicker, didn't it? This eyebrow. So you can come here and make it thinner, which would be easier. But I ended up deciding to make the other one thicker. I'll even color it in, just so you can see that now they're probably about the same size. Alright, so we've done this part here now. We just need to do the nose and mouth to finish this part of his face. Well, the nose is very easy, the nose. You're going to take this same line here, pull a triangle, and do this right here. We made the nose, see, great. And his mouth is right below the nose, see? You did it here, brought it up, and make a little line here, okay? There are some lines under the eyes, so we also make those lines. There are some on the forehead too, to give it that difference. And now we're going to do his ear. So we'll start here with the left ear. The ear will end right here at the bottom of the hair part. And then you can erase this part here just so you have an idea, because the sketch was on top. I finished the ear and will now add its details. Alright, now we're going to do the other ear, guys, which follows the same idea. Look, it ends in the same direction and starts in the same direction, okay? So let's go, look, making the ear. This one turned out rounder, but I should change this ear to make it a little more square. Look, it came here, it came here. And then you'll get the impression that this ear is bigger, but it's not, it's just showing more. Because this hair here, look, is only covering a small part of the ear, and here, look, it's almost covering the whole thing. But we can fix this difference too, so it doesn't look noticeable by making it smaller here, see? So how? This one turned out a bit pointier, see? So we come here and make this one pointier too. Because then it doesn't look like there's that much of a difference, right? From here we can draw two necklines and finish the hair up here. The hair goes like this, look, one strand here coming out from right down here, one, and then we make another one here, two, and now the next one is already bigger. This strand here, look. Okay, this other one looks weird, right? We only colored the eyebrow here, it's different from this side. We're going to do one here. The other one is already pretty big. And the other one went way up there and you can't even see it anymore. But this here is because later it will have the same color as the hair. To avoid it looking weird, I should have colored all my hair, but it's fine as is. Now I'm going to make his body down here, the part of the body that's going to show. I'm going to start with the chest. So, well, at the bottom of our paper, we already do it, you see. And this chest here, look, comes here and turns into his own shoulder. Then look, same thing on this side, it's going to come over here. Oops, my hand shook here. Look, and it also turns into the shoulder. Here, this is where we do it. Look, do it here. And then it comes here, look. With two lines here, come. With one line here, and then here will be the part of his neck. See? That's it, it became his own shoulder. There will be some lines here. Then, just to make our drawing more harmonious, and this is the tutorial. It turned out that the sketch looks like this, but that's because we only colored the eyebrow, you see. To make it look the same, we would have to color all the hair and everything here, so it looks nice and has more or less the same appearance. But since this one is just the sketch, I'm going to make a tracing to clean it up. And I'll be back with you, already outlining and coloring. Leave in the comments if you know what tracing is. And almost here, when it's time to finish our outline, I'm back narrating and we're going to start coloring our drawing. Look, first I did a really basic coloring there just to mark it for myself, where I'll do everything, use all the colors, then fix it all up. So here's a very important tip that I'm going to tell you now. Coloring isn't just about filling it in, you see. There's a whole technique you learn so your drawing doesn't look the same as everyone else's. See, that's where I did my first coloring. Then what I colored over that part that looked really weird, that's technique, guys. So there really are techniques for you to be able to draw, movement techniques, shading techniques. So there are several techniques and I teach all of that in my course. You can clearly see a difference between where we colored before, where we're coloring now, and where we're fixing that first coloring. So there are many colors that you can mix to get a certain shade. If you don't have that, you understand it when you start studying colors, pigmentation, warm colors, cool colors. Alright, but basically we used it here for the skin tone and burgundy for the shadow areas. Where it's darker is where I pressed a little harder, and where it gets lighter is where I eased up on the pressure. And we also used pink, of course, which is the base of the skin, which is the character's color. And then we also create a gradient with this part. And then we go in with white in some areas to highlight a stronger point of light in our drawing. So we end up being able to do that with just one pencil. In other words, you just need to vary the pressure you put on the pencil to get different shades from the same pencil. And that's not hard to do. It's something you learn over time after you get to know the technique. Guys, I actually forgot to record the hair. Guys, I really didn't hit record, but it's basically 2 shades of yellow, 1 light and 1 dark. And that's it. This was our result. I hope you liked it, and I hope you were able to make this drawing. Go to Instagram, @lucasofficial, post it and tag me because I would love to see your drawing.